What's up, guys? Welcome back to Wack Reviews, where I, Wackaroni, review a movie. Not one that I've just seen, one that came out a while back. I'm doing Marvel movies because, as you can tell, I enjoy comics and things. And I'm going through the Marvel Cinematic Universe movie by movie, and we're at Captain America Civil War. So I'll be doing a review of Captain America Civil War. There will be spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie and you want to see it, then don't watch this. I'm going to talk about what happens in the movie in decent detail, and then at the end I will give my opinions, tell you if I liked it, if I didn't, little things here and there, and I'll have some bloopers at the end. So here we go. Movie starts 1991. The Winter Soldier project is happening, and they're the Russian guys or whoever Hydra is speaking the words, the brainwashing words to get him in his right mind so he can do missions, and they're like fabric and a pull-out couch and like a banana peel and like a like car like a Subaru, and like those are the words that like trigger him or something. And then we see little bits of the mission that Winter Soldier is on, where he's on a motorcycle and he stops a car, goes and gets some stuff out of the trunk, and that was the mission. And then we're in Lagos, and it's present day. The Avengers, some of them are they're sort of undercover. They're watching to see what's going on in this place. Falcon's got a really cool new drone thing that he calls Red Wing. It can spy on stuff and do lots of cool stuff. This character Crossbones is breaking into an infectious disease facility. Crossbones is a character we had met before in the Winter Soldier movie. He was one of the guys working for Hydra, and they dropped the building on him or whatever, and he's all scarred up and he wants revenge. Really great fight scenes with Captain America and Falcon, and Scarlet Witch is there helping out, and so is Black Widow. A lot of cool shit going on. A bunch of smoke bombs get tossed into the building, and Scarlet Witch uses her magic to get all the smoke out of the building, and she uses her magic to help Captain America jump up into the building and stuff like that. Very cool. Crossbones guy has a new outfit and a new mask and new mechanically enhanced punches. They managed to get the infectious disease thing away from the bad guys. Crossbones is talking to Captain America, and he's like, "I'm gonna take you out with me, bitch." And he tries to self-destruct, just explode himself, but Scarlet Witch uses her powers to keep the explosion in, and then sends him up into the air, but she accidentally sends him into a building that explodes, and she's like, "Oh shit, I was too Scarlet Witchy." Tony Stark gives some speech to some people, and then on his way out of the building, some lady stops him and gives him a speech and is like, are nobody in the Avengers accountable for their actions? Who's avenging the unavenged? Who's avenging the Avengers? And she shows a picture of her dead son that died in Sokovia during the Ultron thing, which they were trying to help an overall disaster, but they managed to save as much as they could, but certain people died. So it's where do we draw the line with what the Avengers can and can't do? We find out that some of the people that died in the explosion that Scarlet Witch caused was they were people from Wakanda. So this starts the sort of separation of what people from a foreign country are here, they're from a foreign country, why are they allowed to act against terrorism in this country? Big controversy. The Secretary of State wants the Avengers to sign an accord that has already been signed by a bunch of other people, and the accord will say that the UN gets to decide what the Avengers are allowed to do, where they're allowed to go, and what they're allowed to do. And some of the Avengers are like, that sounds reasonable. Some of them are like, no, if we need to go someplace, we need to go, and if they tell us we can't go, then that doesn't work. We can't save those people. A man that we later find out is called Zemo interrogates and kills a man, and then former Hydra agent, and then takes his little red book. This little red book, we also find out, has those magical brainwashing words for the Winter Soldier, and we'll find out why later. I actually kind of thought it was interesting in that moment where he's sort of Zemo's interrogating the dude. He's hanging upside down, and he's in a sink, and the sink is overflowing, but it's only coming up to his nostrils. That dude could still breathe. He could still just be alive. He could just breathe out of his nostrils. Maybe something happened off camera that I'm not aware of. So basically, Avengers separate into sides. Some of them Uh, Tony Stark has a side. He says we need to sign the accords. We need to let the UN do its thing, and basically tell us be in charge of us so we have some accountability. Steve Rogers is like, nope, we need to do what's right. We can't have them telling us what to do. The UN has its accords. It's an event where they talk about the signing of the accords and whatnot, and what's going to happen. And the King of Wakanda, T'Chaka, is going to be there. And as King T'Chaka is giving a speech, the building gets blown up, and Bucky, Winter Soldier, is blamed for the bombing because they see a guy on camera that kind of looks like him. King of Wakanda dies in the bombing, and then we go to Bucharest, where Captain America has found Bucky and trying to talk some sense into him. He's like, people are coming after you. I'm not trying to fight you. I'm not trying to be a bad guy. And then there's a big fight scene, and there's a bunch of security guards trying to come after Bucky, but they're also having their fight, and he's like, come on, man, I'm trying to help you against them, so we're all good friends and whatnot. During their little chase scene with security and Cap and Buck, somebody shows up. It's a Black Panther. The Black Panther shows up, and there's a cool fight scenes. He's got adamantium claws. They're vibranium claws, whatever the fuck. And he's like scratching Captain America's shield and shit, and he's really fast, and he's really strong. Lots of cool fight scenes, cool chase scene. They're like running faster than cars that are going like 40 miles an hour or whatever the fuck. War Machine and the cops actually do end up stopping and arresting all three of them, and we find out that Black Panther is T'Challa, which was King T'Chaka's child, he is now the new king and the new Black Panther. Vision and Scarlet Witch are hanging out in the Avengers facility, and Scarlet Witch says something about wanting to go out somewhere, and Vision's like, oh no, everything we need is right here, and she's like, you're just keeping me here, like you're not letting me leave because people are afraid of me, and it would look bad if I went out into the world. And he's like, yeah, basically. Tony Stark tries to change Steve Rogers' mind about the accords and signing and what we need to do, and doesn't work. They can't see eye to eye on stuff. Tony's like, we need them to do this so that we look the certain way. Steve's like, no, we need to do this because we're heroes and we have to do what we have to do. And sometimes our hands get dirty, but we gotta do what we gotta do. This Zemo guy sneaks into where they're keeping Bucky held, and somehow he gets the power shut off in the place, and he starts speaking the magic words. Mushroom, helmet, sanitation department, elevator, potato chip, granola bar. And what we don't see on screen, we find out later, Bucky tells him what happened back in 1991. Shh, we'll talk about it later. Bucky runs out of the building, and is security chasing, Avengers chasing. Some of the Avengers are fighting him. There's really cool fight scenes and little bits of chasing. Bucky tries to shoot Tony, but Tony luckily has this little, just like tiny little glove, Iron Man glove thing that blocks him from shooting him in the face, and he's like, oh my god, I'm glad I'm Iron Man. Bucky gets in a helicopter, and he's about to get away, but Captain America gets out there, and he grabs the helicopter, and he grabs on to some railing, and he's just like, just like the manliest heroic super thing you can see on screen is just a man holding a helicopter like but then like Bucky like tilts the helicopter and it sort of fucks up, and Bucky like goes flying down, or he goes toppling down into some water, and Captain America, Steve Rogers, saves him from the water. And then there's a scene that was sort of shown in the post-credits of the previous movie, or the Winter Soldier, whatever it was. It was a post-credits scene. Anyway, Bucky's arm, his iron arm, is in a vice grip thing, and Captain America and Falcon are trying to decide what to do with him. So now they're all fugitives. They're all on the run from the cops and the other Avengers and everybody. Bucky sort of regains control of his brain for a little bit, and he tells them that he wasn't the only super soldier in the Hydra camp. There was other super soldiers in there, and he thinks that's what Zemo's trying to do, is release the other super soldiers or whatever. And there's a flashback to him training with the other super soldiers, and they're all very, very good. The government asks Iron Man and Black Widow to bring in Captain America and Bucky and Falcon and all of them. We get a real fun scene where Tony Stark is in Aunt May's apartment, and y'all might know Aunt May because she's the Aunt May of a Spider-Man. It's really cute. Tony's kind of flirting with Aunt May because she's young. She's really young and really cute. Marissa Tomei in this. Interesting choice. Tony Stark already knew that young Tom Holland was Spider-Man, and he gets him to admit it and gets him to be on their team because he knows they're going to have to go after Captain America and Bucky and all of them, and he needs some more people on his team. So we get Spider-Man. Hawkeye shows up at the Avengers facility, and he's trying to break Wanda out of there. And he's able to slow Vision down a little bit, but also convince Wanda that she needs to use her powers to keep Vision down so that she can actually escape. And that's what she does. She uses her powers and just pushes Vision like down through the facility, like into the earth, so that they can escape. Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, and Ant-Man arrive at a place to meet up with Captain America, Falcon, and Bucky. So they've got their little crew. Ant-Man's being goofy. He's Paul Rudd. He's making jokes. He's like, "Oh, Captain Steve, Rogers America." Like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you." Like that kind of thing. So they're at some airport, and they're trying to get out of there. And that's when Iron Man and War Machine and Black Panther and the other people that are on the other side of this civil war are coming together. Is a big fun fight scene that happens next, and Spider-Man shows up, and he grabs Captain America's shields away from him with a web because he's a spider. It did feel like everybody was kind of pulling their punches a little bit, because it's like, you guys really aren't, you're not trying to kill each other, you're just trying to stop each other. It definitely felt like the stakes weren't life and death at this point, because like any one of them could have killed any other one of them with any move. The Vision eventually shows up, and Vision is on Tony's side, and he literally like lasers a line between them from his fucking head crystal. From his crystal fucking meth head. So Vision just draws the line, and he's like, "We need to fucking Hawkeye has Ant-Man on an arrow. Ant-Man's all tiny. He's got him on an arrow, and he shoots it, and he manages to like get inside Iron Man's suit and start like shorting out his shit. He's just ripping out cables and stuff inside Iron Man. Ant-Man has this new technique that he decides to use where he becomes Giant Man. And really cool. He's like picking up fucking trucks and planes and shit, and he's just doing giant fucking weird shit. Spider-Man comes along, like wraps up his legs, and he makes a Star Wars reference. It's funny. It's all funny. And then Iron Man's like, "Alright, fuck off, Spider-Man. Kid, get the fuck out of here. You're too young. I used you for what you were here for, and now you gotta get out of here. You're not allowed to be in the Avengers. You're too damn young. I just wanted to use you for this airport scene." Sony, Steve, and Bucky manage to escape thanks to Black Widow sort of flip-flopping. The Vision is trying to shoot one of the enemy guys, and accidentally shoots War Machine and knocks out his whole suit, and War Machine just fucking crashes to Earth, and it paralyzes him, but only his legs. We find out that this Zemo guy had faked the Bucky doing the terrorist shit. He had like a fake mask kind of thing to look like Bucky, but it wasn't actually him that did the bombing. We see Zemo find his way into this Winter Soldier facility and find the other super soldiers in these tubes resting or whatever. Tony goes to this floating prison called the Raft. That is where the arrested superhero individuals are being kept, and he's talking shit like, "You thought you were right, but you're wrong," and they're talking shit on him also. But Tony realizes that he was wrong. He realizes Zemo was behind this stuff, and Tony decides that he's going to go find Zemo. He's going to go to the Winter Soldier facility by himself. Captain America and Bucky are already there in this Russian facility. They meet up with Iron Man. They're like, "Hey, I get it. You know, we were sort of wrong. We didn't realize what was going on. But Zemo has already killed all of the Winter Soldiers, all of the other super soldiers. They killed them while they were sleeping in their little tanks." Zemo basically says, you know, I don't want more of you people. Zemo has put himself behind walls while he's explaining everything to the people. Black Panther shows up, and we find out that Zemo's family was killed in the Sokovia incident. Part of Zemo's plan is showing a video of what happened in 1991 when Bucky was brainwashed and what happened on that road with that car that happened earlier. It was Tony Stark's parents that were stopped in that car, and it shows us in certain detail that Bucky the Winter Soldier is the guy that killed Tony Stark's parents. They were the ones in the car, bashed Howard Stark's head in, and he strangled Tony Stark's mother, and he stole their super serum juice to make those super soldiers. And Tony's not happy about this because Steve already knew about it and wasn't telling him the truth, and he just watched his parents being murdered, and so Tony acts out. He lashes out and starts fighting with them. So Iron Man is raging out because he just learned about, you know, his parents had been murdered by this guy right here, and you're covering up for him because he's your buddy. Big old fight, lots of cool stuff, and eventually it sort of becomes unfair because it's Iron Man against two super soldiers, and they're taking turns just like sort of smacking him. Like he's holding his own, but like they're tossing the shield around. They're like, you know, doing moves together and just fucking beating the shit out of him. And it's sort of a sad moment. It's like you just figured out that this guy killed your mother, and now these guys beat the shit out of you. That's sort of shitty. Iron Man manages to destroy Bucky's iron arm. There's a really great moment where Iron Man's doing his fucking pulse blast, whatever the fuck you call it. And it's against Captain America's shield. It's like really cool little cinematic moment there. Cut to Zemo deciding that he's going to kill himself. Black Panther stops it, talks with him, and he's like, "Vengeance has consumed us too much. We gotta let this shit go." Captain America manages to stop Tony Stark in the Iron Man suit by smashing the shield into his arc reactor in the chest, which shuts the suit down. And Cap and Bucky start to walk out, and Tony's like, "You don't deserve that shield. It doesn't belong to you. My dad made that. You don't deserve that shit." Captain America drops the shield and keeps walking with Bucky. The Avengers are separated. Everyone's not feeling so great. War Machine gets new prosthetics from Tony Stark, and so he's trying to learn how to walk with the prosthetics. And then we get our Stan Lee cameo. He's coming up. He's like a FedEx dude trying to deliver a package to Tony Stank. R.I.P. Stanley. Captain America sends Tony a message saying, "I'll be here if you need me. We will be there if you need us. We're still here, but we need to be away from each other." Winter Soldier ends up in Wakanda, getting his brain fixed back to normal and fixing his arm and stuff. And end credits are Spider-Man getting new technology for his Spider-Man suit via a gift from Tony Stark. And that's the movie. I like it a lot. I think it's really cool. I do think the stakes are kind of low because you know they don't really want to kill each other, and so during that big battle, they definitely feel like they're pulling punches because they don't want to kill each other. I also feel like Captain America would have been on the other side. Like I feel like Captain America would be more on like, let's do what the government wants us to do, and follow along with rules in America or whatever. And Tony would have been on the other side, like, no, we need to do what we do. I mean, I'm not totally on board with either version of that, but it seems like maybe Captain America would be more of the, like, I'm going to work for the government kind of person, I guess. Tom Holland as Spider-Man is really cool. I like that version of Spider-Man. I think it's pretty neat. I feel like they jumped into the like technological aspect of his suit a little quick, a little too quick. And Aunt May is way too young. Acting was good, sound was good, music was good. Fight scenes were fun. I didn't even get to mention certain little bits where there's fun little moments where Spider-Man's like hopping around and talking to the guys while he's fighting them, and they're like, there's not this much talking and fighting usually. There's little fun moments. There's a lot of really fun stuff in here. I don't feel like it's completely solid as a movie, but I do enjoy it a lot. The revelation that Zemo had killed all the super soldiers was actually a really big surprise for me, and I think that's really cool when a movie surprises me. That makes me happy. And yeah, he had killed all of them instead of releasing them, and I thought that was a really interesting thing. There's a lot of interesting ideas in this movie, and that was all part of him turning the Avengers against each other. I think the thought that Vision and Wanda are like at the same level of power is a really interesting thing. Both of their powers come from the Mind Stone, according to this MCU. I don't know. I basically thought it was a fun movie. I think it's cool. I think most people could enjoy it. You get some regular action, you get some sci-fi action, you get some magic and some grounded and some laws and some craziness, and mush it together. There's your Civil War. How about that? Anyway, I don't know what else to say at the moment, so I'll just end it here. Hope you guys had fun watching. Feel free to leave me a comment if you'd like. I like hearing what you guys have to say. I will catch you on the next movie. I'm having fun doing the Marvel movies, so I'll probably do the next one in line. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. Actually, it might be Black Panther. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good evening or day or whatever the hell you feel like having. Peace out, everyone. What's up, guys? Welcome back to what? I don't like that sound. And and then there's the scene where Bucky's brainwashing thing sort of fades away, and he's able to tell. Ugh, that wasn't even a good burp. It just sort of hurt my heart. And yeah, that's fucked up. Oh, that was a gross one. That was a violent one. I don't care for that. Why do my burps suck so bad right now? Ugh, they're all like stuck right in the fucking right in the arc reactor. Right in the hawk reactor.
You have to say it, Wacker.
He,
Why? No.
and
Shut up and make the damn pizza.